everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to notify team on Google Chat for Elementor form submission. So I am an owner of a real estate agency and I have created a form with the help of Elementor, with the help of which I am collecting the appointment bookings of my potential customers. Here what I want is that as soon as by the customer the new form submission is going to be done using Elementor, I want to notify the team about the form submission on my Google Chat space that I've created. I want to send the notifications. Now sending these notifications manually after the form submission is done is very time consuming. So what I did was I simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, we are going to build a connection between Elementor and Google Chat with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to notify team on Google Chat for Elementor form submission. So as an owner of a real estate business, I use Elementor to create inquiry form and it is attached on my website where clients can ask for properties or book site visits. It helps me to collect their details and understand their needs. And I use Google Chat to share updates and tasks with my team quickly. The problem I face is whenever every time someone fills out the form with the help of Elementor, I had to check the submissions and manually tell my team about it and notify on my Google Chat space that I've created. This took me a lot of time and sometimes caused delays. To fix this, I have set up an automation. Now, whenever any of the potential customers are going to fill the form with the help of Elementor, automatically a notification is going to be forwarded to my team on my Google Chat space that I've created with the form submission details. And for that, I've created a connection between Elementor and Google Chat with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button. Pabbly Connect's dashboard is then going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Notify Team on Google Chat for Elementor Form Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Elementor Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Notify Team on Google Chat for Elementor Form Submission, and there are two windows in front of you. One over here says trigger, other says action. So what is trigger and action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means our action, what is it? It's a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We're going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Elementor. As with the help of Elementor, I have created a form with the help of which I'm collecting my potential customers and clients' details and the appointments that they have to book to meet us. Okay. Now for that, I've created a form with the help of Elementor. My objective is that as soon as the form submission is going to be done with the help of Elementor by the potential customers and clients, automatically, instantly, Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. That is why for the trigger application, I'm going to select as Elementor and for the trigger event as new form submission. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to build a connection between Elementor and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my Elementor to Pabbly Connect, the form that I've created with the help of it. For that, open the form that you have created with the help of Elementor. So this is the form that I've created. You can see right away I want to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, what we're going to do is this is the form. I'm going to click on the form field. As I'm going to do that, you can see the edit forms option is going to appear in front of you. I'm going to close this form fields option. You can see from the given option, it says action after submit. Click on it right over here. It is asking for us to add an action first. For that, click on this plus button and search for the action in the name of webhook. Select the action as webhook right over here. As you're going to do that, the webhook site is going to appear in front of you. Click on it. As you're going to click on it, it is asking for the webhook URL. So for the webhook URL field, paste the webhook URL that Public has provided us. And then after pasting the webhook URLs, for saving the changes, click on this publish button on the top right corner. As I've done that, the changes are now been saved. This means the webhook URL is added. If I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down, you can see it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Elementor is connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the test form submission of this form that I've created using Elementor. And after doing the submission, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test form submission or not. For that, I'm going to open the form. I'm going to click on this preview button of this form right over here. So this is the form that I've created using Elementor, and for doing the test submission, I'm going to fill in all the required details. Firstly, it is asking for the first name. So for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as Smart. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as person04. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as smartperson04@pablitudes.com. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. For the property over here, I'm going to select it as residential property. For the appointment date, I'm going to book the appointment for, let's suppose, 23rd of November, okay? And for the timing, the appointment timing that I'm going to select, I guess I'm going to select it as 2 p.m. Okay, so this is the appointment timing. Okay, after filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the send button. As I've done it, says your submission was successful. As now the submission has been done, I'm going to open my workflow, scroll down, and yes, you can see right away in the workflow, we have captured the response. Okay, let us tally the response. Property type is residential property. For the phone number, the mobile number, first name is Smart, last name is person04, email is smartperson04@pablitudes.com with appointment timing as 14 and the date is 23rd of November 2024. Okay, so as the response is captured, this means that Elementor has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, after setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as the new form submission is going to be done by the potential customers with the help of Elementor, I want to notify about the form submission on my Google Chat space that I've created to my team. Now, in order to do that, we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as Google Chat Hangout. And for the action event, I'm going to select as create message. As whenever the form submission is going to be done automatic with the help of this action event, the notification is going to be forwarded to my team in my Google Chat space that I've created. Okay. After selecting the action application and the event, I'm going to click on this connect button. As I'm going to do that, it is asking for the chat webhook URL. So from where are we going to have the access of the chat webhook URL? For that, click on this hyperlink learn more right over here. As you're going to do that, you will be landed towards Pabbly Connect's forum page. If I'm going to scroll down, you can see the following steps are given here below in the help desk in order to have the chat webhook URL. Okay. So now for having the access of the chat webhook URL, open the Google Chat space that you have created. So this is my Google Chat space that I've created in the name of new leads received. And in this space, I want to share the notifications to my team of the new form submission being done with the help of Elementor. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the chat webhook URL from this space right over here. For that, next to the name of the space, the arrow is provided. Click on it. From the given options, we have to go to the apps and integrations option. Okay. Under apps and integration, it says webhook selected. So this is the webhook. Over here, I'm going to click on this add webhook option. It is asking for the name of the webhook. So for the name over here, I'm going to write it as new form submission. Okay. This is the name of the webhook. And for the avatar URL, if I'm going to go back to my help desk, you can see right over here. For avatar URL, enter this URL from here. So I'm going to copy this link from here and I'm going to paste it over here. Okay. I'm going to paste it right over here. Okay. After filling the required details, I'm going to click on this save button. It says webhook created. You can see the webhook has now been created. I'm going to copy this link from here. This is the chat webhook URL. So I'm going to paste the chat webhook URL in this field right over here. Okay. After pasting the chat webhook URL, it is asking for the message that we want to send as a notification to our Google Chat space that we have created. So for the message over here, I'm going to write it as, so this is the message that I have. It says new property inquiry alert, first name, last name, email, phone number, property type, appointment date, appointment time. Action required, please contact the client, confirm the appointment, and discuss the further details. So this is the template that I have right over here. In place of these fields like the first name, last name, email, data, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. As I'm going to select this first name data from here, I'm going to select it. You can see over this was the previous step, that is Elementor new form submission. As I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. As in our Google Chat space that I've created, I want to set a notification of the new form submission being done with the help of Elementor. So from my previous response, as it is asking for the first name first, I'm going to select the data of the first name of the form submission. Okay. As I selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step automatically. The new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. Similarly, for the last name, I'm going to select this data and I'm going to map the data of the last name right over here. For the email, I'm going to map the data of the email that I've received. This some data, I'm going to map it. For the property type right over here, I'm going to map the data of the property type. Appointment date, I'm going to map the date of the appointment date. And for the appointment timing, I'm going to map the date of the appointment timing. So this is the message that I want to send as a notification to my Google Chat space. Okay. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button. As I've done that, we've received a response right over here, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Google Chat space that I've created and check whether a notification regarding the form submission is forwarded on my space or not. For that, I'm going to open my space that I've created. I'm going to go back. And yes, you can see right over here, the notification is successfully forwarded. It says new property inquiry alert. First name as smart, last name as person04. Email is smartperson04@pablitudes.com. Property type as residential. Over here for the appointment date, the time. And it says please contact the client to confirm the appointment and discuss further details. So as the notification is successfully forwarded, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Elementor and Google Chat with the help of Pabbly Connect. But now for all of you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another form submission with the help of Elementor, and I'm going to check whether a new notifications was forwarded on my Google Chat space or not. Okay, for that I'm going to do another form submission. So this is the form that I've created. It is asking for all these details right away. I'm going to fill in the required details. So I've filled in the required details. First name as demo, last name as lead, email as demolead@pablitudes.com. For the phone number, the mobile number. Property type is commercial property. Appointment date as 27th of November 2024. Timing as 5 p.m. Okay. After filling the details, I'm going to click on this send button right over here. As I've done that, it says submission was successful. So now I'm going to open my Google Chat space that I've created and check whether a notification regarding the form submission is forwarded in my space or not. For that, I'm going to open my space that I've created. And yes, you can see right over here, the notification regarding the form submission has been forwarded in my Google Chat space that I've created. Let us tally the details. First name comes as demo, last name as lead, email as demolead@pablitudes.com, property type as commercial property, appointment date as 27th of November 2024, timing as 5 p.m. Okay. So as you have received the notification, this means that Elementor has now been successfully connected to Google Chat with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum till now what we have done, I am an owner of a real estate agency, and with the help of Elementor, I have created an inquiry form with the help of which my clients books the appointment for my business. Okay. So here what I want is that as soon as the form submission is going to be done by the potential customers and clients with the help of Elementor, I wanted to notify about that form submission to my Google Chat space that I've created of my team. And for that, I've set up this amazing automation between Elementor and Google Chat with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.